So far, it is becoming clear that when it comes to spells and crimes of the mind, there are a lot more elements of physical and psychological manipulation than is commonly understood by the general public. And it is nothing beyond the limits of natural human behavior. A Pukao artist can coexist among us, blending into our everyday lives, cloaked by the cover of innocent daylight. But as dusk sets in, an ancient, more sinister type of mind criminal emerges into our very shadows. Since the 70s, there has been a peculiar type of crime occurring in Malaysia, involving breaking and entering into homes with the alleged use of Pukao. A spell is seemingly cast upon the entire house, and everyone inside is put to sleep. Victims will wake up to find their homes ransacked and burglarized, and these cases are often distinguished by the same telltale elements. Shoes and stones neatly arranged at their point of entry. Food and drinks half consumed. Feces and urine near the doorway. All of these clues and telltale elements seem to recur frequently in numerous testimonies from victims and the police alike. One, Mrs. Rosmawati, was a recent victim in her own home.
Pada hari tersebut, pada 28 Oktober 2008, merupakan hari Deepavali. Banyak jugalah program-program TV sempena perayaan Deepavali tu, jadi kami menontonlah beberapa rancangan. Jadi habis selesai siaran pada pukul 1:30 pagi, barulah kami sekeluarga naik ke atas. Seperti biasa, dia akan selalu membaca akhbar sebelum tidur. Dan dia ingat masa dia padamkan lampu untuk tidur tu pukul 2:30 pagi.
As the lights switched off, the family fell into a sleep so deep that the next 45 minutes would still remain a mystery for them to this day. That night, all 4 of her young daughters had opted to sleep together in the same room. When the second eldest daughter got up to visit the bathroom, a shocking sight awaited her. The room that they had all been sleeping soundly in had literally been thrashed around.
Pada pukul 3 suku, saya dapat panggilan telefon melalui handphone. Saya bangun, saya tengok dari anak saya.
Startled by a phone call originating from just across the hall, Rosmawati feared that something bad had gone wrong.
Anak saya kata, pintu bilik ibu berkunci ke tidak? Ayung rasa ada orang dah masuk ke dalam rumah kita. Saya tanya dia, macam mana tahu? Dia kata sebab barang-barang dalam bilik dia dan bilik di sebelah lagi tu berserakan.
The daughters secured themselves in their room, not knowing if the intruder was still in the house.
Nak bercakap kuat pun tak berani. Jadi saya masuk bilik air, telefon polis dari bilik air.
The police arrived soon after that and quickly secured the perimeters. The intruders had already disappeared by then.
Kalau kita lihat dari masa suami saya padamkan lampu pada pukul 2:30 pagi, dalam jangka masa 45 minit tu, saya rasa saya telah tidur lama lah sebab saya rasa puas tidur masa tu walaupun baru 45 minit. Jadi dalam masa 45 minit tu memang agak orang kata kita sendiri pun agak hairan lah.
Rosmawati felt as though the house had been hit by a hurricane.
Saya rasa setiap inci bilik tu digeledah. Dari almari, bawah-bawah susunan buku. Anak saya pun turut dicarinya di bawah lipatan baju-baju dalam almari pun, dalam laci-laci, bawah tilam pun turut dicari selongkar.
For most victims, the core element of this type of pukao is always the silence that conceals the break-in. But as a matter of fact, it isn't silent at all. They literally do break their way in with noise, rummaging and ransacking their way within inches of sleeping victims without waking a single person up. On further inspection, police found fascinating clues that seemed consistent with other similar cases of pukao. They told her how the robbers had broken their way in through a window, using tools no different from any other crime, and certainly no less indiscreet.
Tempat dia orang masuk tu, dia tinggalkan satu beg, dan dalam beg tu ada peralatan lah. Ada spana, ada jak kereta, dan alat-alat lain, dan juga sepasang slipper. Dan dalam rumah masa pemeriksaan tu, di bahagian atas, polis menjumpai satu kotak susu lah yang diambil dari peti sejuk. Dia keluar melalui pintu hadapan, dia pakai kasut suami saya pula. Kasut dia tinggalkan.
Once again, telltale elements of the pukao, the half-consumed milk and the slippers this time, were clearly there to be seen.
Masa polis sedang memeriksa ni, saya terdetik, adakah aku ni dipukau? Memandangkan sebab anak-anak saya langsung tidak sedar bila dia masuk dalam bilik.
When the family began to calm down, there was yet another surprise waiting for them. The intruders had simply walked out of the front gate with their second car, which had been locked safely inside the compound.
Seingat saya memang saya tak ada dengar bunyi alarm ataupun bunyi bunyi inilah kereta di bawah tu.
Rosmawati and her family had been robbed of a car and a range of other valuables. But the sheer baffling nature of the break-in and the elements left behind caused the family to live in fear for the next few months, not knowing when or how to prevent such incidents again. But these visual cues and bizarre elements, were they left behind simply to create such an effect among the victims and their neighbors? Or are there really special powers wielded by these pukao artists beyond our understanding?
There are some instances where many people would say there is an element of supernatural, but there is no evidence at the moment.
The pukao artist may have in contact with one of the victims. And we do not know. Probably the pukao artist may have installed a certain auditory anchor whereby whenever this person hears this sound, they will be brought into a certain state of mind.
It's very intangible. In some cases, whereby it's a clear case of break and entry, until the offender is caught, only then we will know whether or not the offender has used hypnotism as an MO, modus operandi. Otherwise, what the police will do, they will take the case clearly as a break and entry.
In all of these cases, there is nothing to confirm nor deny the supernatural. But one very different case has provided compelling evidence towards just that. The case of the invisible serial rapist, with no less than 28 hypnotic rape cases under his name. The case eventually revealed some very startling information about the nature and ways of the crime. This is Ops Bajulabo, otherwise known as Operation Longshirt. In 1996, a suburban area of Kuala Lumpur was totally in the grip of fear for 6 long months as an invisible serial rapist terrorized the neighborhood, slipping silently into homes under the cover of night, wearing only a long t-shirt and nothing else. An ex-police officer who eventually apprehended this notorious criminal recalls about that period.
Pada masa tersebut, kes Ops Baju Labuh telah membuatkan penduduk-penduduk tempatan tidak berasa selamat. Jadi, ianya merupakan satu tekanan juga kepada pihak polis apabila media-media cetak turut membentangkan kisah Ops Baju Labuh yang menjadikan ianya begitu hangat sekali pada masa tersebutlah.
The elusive rapist, who would enter homes wearing only a long t-shirt, had by then raped 28 young girls using some form of hypnosis.
Penjenayah, kita tidak dapat pastikan cara dia memasuki rumah orang tanpa kesan pecah dan juga merupakan modus operandi yang sama dan dilakukan lebih kurang 20 kes ke atas.
Already under severe pressure to apprehend the rapist, Sufyan and his 2 colleagues, forming a special plain-clothed crime prevention unit, were out on their usual patrol that night, when with a slice of good luck, they had their dramatic breakthrough.
Suasana pada malam tersebut agak berlainan sekali kerana kawasan yang saya lalui itu agak begitu gelap, yang kebiasaannya kawasan itu terang, boleh dikatakan blackout pada waktu itu. Jadi saya bersama rakan-rakan saya telah menghala di satu lorong dan
a truly suspicious character emerged from a drain, eyeing a house in front.